Namaste everyone. I hope you all are keeping well both physically as well as mentally. I am Moumita Chakraborty, also known to you all as Moumita Official. Today's podcast is very special to me because I have one of the most respected person and a mentor to me, Shri Niladri Banerjee sir, joining us from West Bengal, India. He is an MBA from Indian Institute of Social Welfare and Business Management from Kolkata, and he has over 25 years of experience in marketing. Niladri sir has also been a CEO with Agdin newspaper. At present, he is a brand and marketing strategist and also the co-founder with a startup. Niladri sir has also been one of the faces during the movement for declassification of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose's files and was invited by the Honorable Prime Minister of India Narendra Modi ji to his residence in the year 2015 when he announced the declassification of Netaji's files. Niladri sir also appears as a political analyst with leading news channels like Republic TV, Republic Bangla, TV9 and so much more. To know more about him, please visit my website www.moumitaofficial.com and click on the MODCAST page. And now, without further ado, let's welcome Niladri sir on board and start the MODCAST for today. Good evening, sir. Namaskar.
Namaskar.
Coincidentally, we both are wearing the same color. Yes, sir. So I hope you are well, both physically and mentally. And
Sure.
we just celebrated Independence Day, and I have been waiting for quite a long time to do the podcast with you. However, you have been very busy with all the work and you have been traveling also. So, thank you so much for accepting my invitation and joining me for today's session. So, as you know,
Most
sir,
welcome.
that thank you, sir. So, as you know, that podcast is a combination of monologue and podcast, and it is a very new concept which I have thought of bringing up. So you have been one of my most favorite mentor, a father figure to me, always guided me. So I have been looking forward to this session from quite a long time. So as I do not know if you have followed the earlier podcast, but basically I start with the childhood part of everybody. It is different. It's quite different. Till now, the first session when I did with you, it was West Bengal, the road ahead, and then we spoke about Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose.
Right.
But today it is completely about you and your journey, your achievements, your goals, etc. So
Okay.
let's begin, sir. I would like to ask you about your childhood, about
Mhm.
the place you were born, etc. The stage is all yours.
Okay. I was born in 1972 October, Kolkata called. My schooling was from South Point High School, which happens to be at that point it was the largest school in Asia in terms of number of students. So over there I studied. I studied from class 1 to class 12 over there. After passing out from there with pure science, I chose to do my graduation with economics honors because at that point of time, economic liberalization of India was happening. Dr. Manmohan Singh had opened up the economy. A program of stabilization was happening also because India was in the verge of economic crisis. Our foreign exchange reserves were very low. So I found economics at that context, the science to be very interesting. So I decided to study economics honors with mathematics and statistics, which I early studied earlier, but I had no knowledge of economics. I found the subject interesting and studied for 2 years. And I can say today that whatever little contribution I can make on audiovisual media is because of my knowledge of economics. It has helped me immensely in terms of contribution to different domains, though not directly in my profession. After my graduation, I did my MBA from Indian Institute of Social Welfare and Business Management, which is the oldest management school in Asia. Our admission test was CAT, same as that of IIMS, and then there was a separate selection process. At College Street campus, I did it. The campus is in College Street with specialization in marketing. And I passed out in 1997. And after passing out, I have worked in three broad industries, if you may ask me. One is advertising. I worked with Hindustan Thompson Associates HCA, which was the largest advertising agency in India at that point of time. I worked with Mindshare, which is a group company of HCA of the WPP Group, and which is the largest media investment management company in the world. And I was in the domain of media planning. I was not in creative, I was in media planning. So we used to decide how clients should use media for their communication, the strategy, the implementation, everything was to look after. After HT and Mindshare, I joined General Electric, which is an American multinational, like you know, and they're setting up their shop in Kolkata at that point of time. It was times of Buddhadev Bhattacharya SCM. A lot of investments were coming at that point of time, and G was one of them. I joined the analytics team. They had an analytics team which used to work for G businesses worldwide, and also for external clients like Walmart, JCPenney, Myers, were G clients. It was a value addition from G on the business analytics domain. I worked there for 2 years. I was awarded Diamond Award, which is the second highest award in G for my contribution to business growth in the global market, and I contributed without traveling to those markets. My only way of contribution was that I made my clients happy, and they are so happy they referred me to different businesses within G and externally. So I worked on a project for G Money. The client was Richard Kelly, I still remember, an American. He was so happy he referred me to Walmart. We did a project for Walmart, and the Walmart client was equally happy. So they referred me to another company of Walmart in Asia. So it's like it went on like that. So happiness of the client can be a method of promotion. We found out at that point of time. So after G, so because people normally spend on promotion and people have to travel for business development. In my case, I didn't have to travel for business development. I actually ended up, um, doing my work well, and so the clients recommend me. So after G,
Yes, sir.
I wanted to work on Bombay for some time. So I got an offer from Lloyd Inter, which is again an advertising giant. After it was a number two company at that point of time. So they are opening a brand consultancy division for the media vertical. So I joined there. But then, after working for Bombay for some time, Mumbai for some time, then I got an offer from Anandabazar Putrika to head Anandabazar Putrika brand. So that was very interesting offer for me to come back to Kolkata. One, and second was to actually contribute in the cultural domain as well, because when you're branded for Anandabazar, you interact with the editorial team, the business teams as well, and you actually can make some contributions to society, which was possibly not possible in many other roles. So I came back and joined Anandabazar, worked there for 7 years. After Anandabazar, I have been CEO of a startup media brand, which was started by a journalist of Anandabazar called Aggreen. So it was a startup brand. Well, Anandabazar is the market leader, and Aggreen has been a startup brand. So I have worked there as a CEO for a pretty long time. And I'm also a
Wow.
brand and marketing consultant by profession. But in addition to this, what has really helped me actually add value to what I do is my involvement in different domains beyond my profession. For example, after leaving Anandabazar, I got involved with the movement for declassification of Netaji
Correct.
files, with Anuj Dhar, with Chandra Kumar Bose of Netaji family, Abhijit Rai of Netaji family, and I was slightly lucky for the movement. There was no contribution from my side, but 1 month after I joined the movement, Chief Minister of Bengal, Mamata Banerjee, decided to declassify all 64 files on Netaji. And 2 months
Mhm.
after I joined the movement, Narendra Modi called us to his house and announced declassification of all files, which happened in 2016. So that was a great, exposure for me, because I, for the first time, started appearing on media to be part of a movement. So
Right.
the day before we were meeting Modi as Prime Minister to his house, it was telecast, all channels. So you're feeling like celebrities almost because the family members were there and the researchers were there. Very select few people have been invited. And after that, we are not only able to get the files declassified, we actually could initiate a process where central government took a lot of initiatives to show respect to Subhash Chandra Bose, starting from celebration of 75th anniversary of Azad Hind government led by Netaji to
Yes.
naming two islands in Andaman after Subhash Chandra Bose. For the Central Island, naming one island after Netaji himself, and also setting up a museum at Red Fort, which is India's largest museum. If you go to Delhi, you can go there. We are there at the inauguration. And then installing the Netaji statue at India Gate at the end of Kartavya Path in
Yes.
2022. So that where it was installed earlier, statue of King George V was there. So
Yes.
misplaced Netaji statue, the government decided to install. Now, the George V statue was removed in May 16. Till today, till 2022, the government could not decide whose statue they remove, but finally they decided in favor of Netaji. And even if you go to Kartavya today, you find Netaji statue. So it is an indication that India wants to follow the path of Netaji. Government wants to follow the path of Netaji, and irrespective of which government comes to power, the statue is possibly going to remain.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
this is a kind of inspiration for all followers of Netaji. Okay, our country is walking that path. And
Absolutely.
to add to it, we are gratified a lot when there was a grand celebration of 125th birth anniversary of Netaji, and Prime Minister came to Victoria Memorial in Kolkata and announced that his Atmanirbhar Bharat program has been inspired by Subhash Chandra Bose. The program of Atmanirbhar Bharat, which he announced during COVID, was inspired by Netaji. So it was a great to know that he's walking the path of Netaji, and also Sabke Saath, Sabka Vikas, this slogan again was inspired by Netaji, because Netaji believed in economic, social development of all, irrespective of religion, caste, creed, and everything. So that was a very good part of my life where, though we have not been able to find out what happened to Netaji till date, because certain documents are still with foreign countries which they are refusing to release till date in Japan and Soviet Russia, but it was a great experience. I'm sure that it will come out someday. In addition to that, then in 2021, Republic Bangla actually started operating in Calcutta.
Yes.
And with
Yes.
Republic, there was a huge change in the media scenario in Calcutta. And I started appearing. They invited me, Autumn Goswami invited me to be there as a political analyst. And after that, I started appearing in Republic, in TV9, in, in KTV and all other Bengali different channels, 24 Ghanta and different channels. So that is another phase that I have been a political analyst. I was never student of politics or political science. I pure study student and economics student, but my economics education helped me because I am the one who looks at things from an economic point of view, in addition to the political angle. Because if you know, look at even the Bangladesh crisis, what happens to India, everything is economic angle to it. You can look at history and politics from an economic angle as well. So that my education helps me understand better. So I'm grateful for my decision to my faith for deciding to study economics. Normally, after coming from pure science, people don't study economics in the country. But that was a very difficult time. So I would say I'm very grateful to God for the opportunities He has given to me. And today I'm there as a brand and marketing consultant, working on my own, and also as a political analyst, also CEO of a media startup like I told you. So it's a very, I would say, very gratifying life, if I may say so. I try to be part of the social movement. Like, right now there's a movement for justice for the lady who got raped and killed at African Medical College. So I try to contribute to the very movement in a very small way by creating awareness and speaking on behalf of what I think is right. So till now, that's my life. It has been very gratifying and I'm grateful to God for that. And let's see what's in store for me in the way forward.
Yes, sir. I completely like I have been in touch with you since over 5 years now, and I have been following you.
But I want to know something. That sir, what keeps you motivated? Because I have seen that being a political analyst and also into branding and marketing, when you post something, it's not always that we get the support whenever we post something on social media like that. Because you have to stay active in these platforms. To always stay active and to work. The field is like that. That you have to be always aware of the situations going on around you. So when you receive negative, comments or something, how do you deal with that? And what keeps you going ahead?
See, I am a firm believer in democracy. So when I get negative comments, when someone criticizes me, I usually try to welcome it. I try to understand their point of view, and because I believe that's what democracy is all about. And when someone spends time in criticizing my view, that means my view has better impact. That's how I look at it. That's why that person is spending time in criticizing it. And then I can also benefit from the other point of view. There is no point in being rigid. The idea of being in social media and contributing my opinion on various issues is to actually create an awareness of the society to on issues whichever is dear to me. Like the Netaji movement is very dear to me. So the fight for justice for why is very dear to me, and all of the issues which are very dear to me. Economics is a subject which I try to contribute. I mean, invest in the
Yes,
market. I try to share my thoughts on the market as an investor, not as an expert, mind you. And also I get feedbacks. So it's like I see as a process of interaction. I see as a it's one of the good things about democracy is that if someone thinks I'm not right, that person can tell me actually. And social media is like this. People often don't
yes,
speak out,
yes,
even if they think that I'm not right. Often people don't speak out, but in social media, that is the benefit of social media, and that's why I'm completely transparent. That I share my opinion. Some people may agree, some people may disagree, and I may be wrong sometimes. So it's like
yes.
I take it in my stride. But that is what democracy is all about. I think social media, what it has done, it's strengthened our democracy, and I think my biggest friends are my TV to actually criticize me and help me be better.
That's so true. That's so true. So I don't know if you know that, but you have been a guiding light to so many youth like us. So
Mhm.
I wanted to know. You said that all the things which are in your life right now came automatically. But what inspired you as a youth? Like when you were a youth, what were your major dream? Would you always you always wanted to be a political analyst or into branding and marketing, or you wanted to become something else when you were in youth and you were studying economics?
See, when I was in school, I wanted to be a scientist. I wanted to study physics and be a scientist. That was what I wanted. I was a very academic person, studying in a very academic environment like South Point High School. So, but then economic reforms happened. I suddenly started realizing that it is economics which has a great impact in our life in the short term, even more than science to a large extent. If I don't study this subject, because I being in pure science, I get an opportunity to study economics, that would be something which is missing in me. I spent those 3 years, which helped not help in my job in any way, in my career in any way, to study economics. And that benefited me. It happened. And then
Hmm.
I wanted to do MBA. I wanted to do MBA. With an economics background, it helps to be an MBA. So I wanted to study MBA. And one of my priority was to stay at home and study MBA. It was a very difficult choice. Then ISWM happened because I am very close to my family. I want to stay with the family and study. That's how I am. So it happened. And then the opportunities came in my way. I started off in market research actually. My
Okay.
first job was in market research with a startup called Indica Research. But then I shifted to advertising because that's automatic profitable. And then an offer
Right.
from G, and then an offer from Linter, then an offer from it just happened. I have never planned things to be precise. Maybe it's good to plan things, but I sometimes feel that it is better to do our job and leave the result to God. No
Hmm.
point in planning too much like Krishna says in Gita, we have control over our action, not on the result. I did not
Yes.
know that economic reforms should happen in 1991. I suddenly get interested in economics at that point of time. If I had studied in 1990, I would have possibly studied physics or something, or engineering possibly. But I passed out in 1991 when reforms happened. So things just happened. And then MBA again in Calcutta, getting an opportunity, I was thinking how to move out of the city. And then working in Bombay actually enriched me a lot. But it just happened. And when I was
Okay.
working in Bombay, I was getting an opportunity of working in Singapore, and I got an offer immediately. Almost every 2 days offer used to come, and then I got an offer in Mindcare, Singapore to work over there. When I was coming back from Bombay, I got an offer in Bombay only to work over there. So another offer came along. So it was happening. I even got a call in London. I visited London when we organized a cultural festival for Bengalis when I branded a variety. And in London, we organized a festival for Amin the Eid Shop. Then I went there for organize the festival. Actually, I got an offer from London. So I appeared in the interview, but somehow we found that maybe it only right for me to leave at that point of time. But I got another offer in Mumbai itself. I have chosen to be in Calcutta. Being a Bengali, I feel very rooted in Calcutta. And opportunities came along. So I've lost many opportunities. I got new opportunities. And now I think if I had not stayed in Calcutta, that Netaji movement would not have happened. My participation in the
Yes, yes.
movement, my acquaintance with Narendra Modi ji, all these would not have happened. Recently, I have been
Yes.
to Delhi in a very unique project. I actually participated in a seminar with Mohan Bhagwat of RSS. It happened at Madhya Pradesh Bhavan. But it was a very completely different experience for me where I got to interact with Mohan Bhagwat and other leaders of RSS and understand their point of view on things, which is something I'm always open to. I'm equally open to speaking with communists, equally open to speaking with nationalists, and equally open to speaking with believe in Hindu nationalism. So these are different ideological spectrums. I'm open to it. So that interaction with Mohan Bhagwat, that was a enlightening experience of a lot of misconception which I had from Netaji movement to RSS. I am open completely. Though I have not been part of RSS of any political party, they have been offered to join parties also. Chandra Kumar Boshi joined BJP, became a candidate. He also suggested to me, why don't you join? But I somehow feel that I'm not ready for politics, and so I chose not to join. So I don't regret my decision till now because I think one doesn't need to be in politics only to contribute. One can contribute in whichever domain one is working. So
Yes, absolutely.
it has not been about planning. It is not about planning. I've only reacted to different situations God has made me face in my life. That's about it.
Wonderful. Sir, what I wanted to ask you is that uh, it is from a very different perspective because now I am on a stage where you were once. I am getting connected to people. I'm learning new things. So, like, sir, when you were at a stage like me, so that I think that was the age when you were, you got connected to this Netaji declassification things. So, how did you get connected to all this? And when you got connected, sir, how did they approach you? And what was the main reason for which they invited you to be a part of the declassification of Netaji's files?
Basically, I was connected to Chandra Kumar both social media, Facebook and Tinder. Then
Okay.
we got a common friend to whom we got introduced. I requested him to introduce me to Chandra Kumar Ghosh. And I have always been an admirer of Netaji. I've studied Netaji in there. So when I heard that he is part of a movement for declassification of Netaji files, this is not a political movement. I thought it's a
Yes.
great cause. Let me get associated. He was very open about it. He actually introduced me to the family members. And we, for the first time, went to Delhi on 18th of August. Today is the day, 18th of August.
Yes, yes,
So
18th of
in 2015, 18th of August, 9 years back, we went to Delhi and there was a rally at Jantar Mantar. And I participated over there demanding declassification. Then declassification actually happened because of different efforts which we took. I went to Delhi again to meet Modiji because I got an invitation. And over there, I got to know many people. I got to know Anuj Dhar, who is a very
Yes.
well-known writer, researcher on Netaji. I got to know Suparna Satpathy, who is the grandson of Nandini Satpathy, Orissa Chief Minister during Indira Gandhi's time. And many other people were part of the movement. So Justice Ashok Ganguly was there with us. He also was part of the team. Chitra Ghosh, who was the daughter of Sharat Chandra Bose, Netaji's
Hmm.
elder brother. She was there.
Yes.
He passed away about 2 years back. So it is like a great opportunity to know people. Also get to know Narendra Modi, get to know Rajnath Singh, get to know Sushma Swaraj, who is not there with us anymore. And there are other people as well. So Babul Supriyo was there. He was with BJP and a minister at that time.
Yes. Yes.
Then no, Siddharth Singh ji was there. Siddharth Singh was the grandson of Lal Bahadur Shastri, who is now minister in the UP government. Now, all these people were there at the point of time. I got to know them. And then Chandrababu decided that he is going to join BJP and be a candidate over there against Mamata Banerjee. And I actually accompanied him the day he actually joined BJP. Amit Shah actually made him join. And also I participated in his campaign in Bhawanipur against Mamata Banerjee.
Okay.
So that was an exposure in a way. So,
Wow.
and then gradually, I got associated with different movements. Like Modiji inaugurated uh, India's largest Netaji Museum on
Yes.
23rd of January 1999, 2019, and I was invited there. So over there, G.D. Bakshi is there, and other people, of course, Chandra was there, and other people were there, and it was a great opportunity to interact with Modi. So it just happened. I may put it so. I didn't put much effort. By grace of God, it happened, and
Yes.
I could connect with what I'm really passionate about. I'm very fortunate in that regard. I would say that in most of the times I've been able to connect with what I love from about my life. Very few people get the
Absolutely,
opportunity.
sir. And true, sir. And I think Netaji was the major factor which have, like, who have given us this blessing from above that, yeah, you people should come together and, make the correct decisions and choose the right path and move ahead in life with a correct thought. So, sir, I also got connected with you through Netaji. And that was, I think, my second episode which I started. I just wanted to raise awareness among these people. I have always been a follower of Netaji. So, but I did not know how to speak, how to, sit in front of the camera or something. But I got connected to you, and I do not know how and why you have accepted my request to be a speaker on my channel. And I think that has given me so much confidence that a person of your stature have accepted my request to speak and join my program when I did not have any followers or anything. Sir, today I want to know from your end what made you accept my request in the first place.
What made me join the movement for Netaji? That there was nothing. No one was accepting the movement. People are on border. The first question people are asking us, and how does it matter if Netaji files are declassified or not? What's in it for me? Actually, there's no material benefit involved in this. So they ask me that why
Hmm.
should we waste our time on this? Let's spend our time on something we'll benefit from. But when I joined the movement, when I actually started getting involved and interacting with people, we saw a huge crowd
Hmm.
aligning with the movement. So many people got associated, and you are one of them. So what is there at present often is not, it's not the truth. The truth is the future potential a person has, an entity has. So I also try to look at the future potential. I see a huge potential in you as an entrepreneur and as a follower of Netaji. And I think our country needs people like you. who can take forward his ideas and build a new India. Because when our Prime Minister speaks about India being a developed nation by 2047, it is people like you who have to take things forward. And one can't do it only by working in multinational companies. Of course, working in multinationals are important. Working in Indian companies are important, but entrepreneurship is equally important. India has to be a developed country, and I was pretty impressed with the initiatives you're taking as an entrepreneur and as a woman as well as an entrepreneur. That was something which I found interesting, and I saw great potential. That's simple like that. Just as I saw a great opportunity to do some positive work in the movement when there was nothing in that movement. No one was
Hmm.
talking about the movement. We just met in a coffee shop and decided to go on it. Then things move. So I
Yes.
always believe in that, don't go by the current. It's like buying a share. If you buy
Hmm.
a share which is doing already well in the market, you're not going to make much profit. You have to take that share with future potential. You have to invest
Yes.
behind that share. Then only you can make profit. And in this case, the investment is the time, and then only the people like you can give benefits to the society. And that's my very small way of contributing to the society. If I've helped people like you grow in it, that's my contribution to society. That's how I look at it.
Thank you, sir, for inspiring youth like us and giving us the opportunity to come forward, build that confidence. And you have guided me so much. And I was surprised when I got a message directly from GD Bakshi uncle. He was the first person who texted me that, Beta, what do you do? And I have seen your videos about Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, and I would like to speak to you. And I was overwhelmed with joy that I am nothing in front of all of you, sir. And but getting blessings from your ends are more than enough for me. And I thank you so much that you were one of the first persons who have guided me in such a way, just like how my father would or my mother would. And I truly respect you for that. And I will always owe to you for that, sir. So
You're most
uh,
welcome.
thank you for being a guiding light, and I am sure that those who are watching us today will also be, taking notes from this. That yeah, there are a lot of people who are already, successful, and then people come to help them. But there are very less people like you who support the youth who are at a, at an initial stage, and they are trying to grow and spread awareness and make the world a better place. So people like you and mentors like you are very much needed, sir. I am absolutely grateful to Ma Saraswati for getting me connected to you. Thankful to Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose for getting me connected to you. And Anuj Dhar sir, Chandrachud Ghosh sir, GD Bakshi uncle, Abhijit Roy uncle, Chandra Kumar Bose uncle, people of your stature. So, uh, next question, sir, I have is that you stay in Dalhousie, and you have now been one of the major faces of being a political analyst on the news channels, right? So you speak not only about Netaji but also on the current affairs. Um, so that is very much important for a political analyst or a person who comes live on the TV channel, that they have to be always, active and the state of mind, and they should be answering the right questions. But I am still in that phase where I do not know, and there are a lot of debate shows also you participate in. So, how do you manage it, sir? I just want to know the mental state, how you should prepare yourself, and when there are questions coming for and against. At that phase, how do you manage to give the right answer to the audience that yes, people agree to it?
See, I look at things this way. Every issue has some positive point and has some negative point. If I can understand the positive as well as the negative points on an issue and then take then my background work is done. If I am taking a stance in favor of the issue, there will be people opposing me. But if
Mm.
I have done that, I know what logic they have and what is the counter logic. So this idea of understanding the other person by being part of the process is very important. Instead of taking a stance first and then doing the homework. So with an open mind to do a homework and to understand the issues involved and also be committed to your ideology. We are saying that I speak on various issues other than Netaji. I think I only speak about Netaji. Netaji is not about his disappearance. Netaji is not about what he did in life. I think Netaji is still alive. Netaji is alive in you.
Yes.
Netaji is alive in thousands of girls who are fighting on the streets of Calcutta today for justice for rape and murder victims. Netaji is alive in the women who have come out on streets across India, even in Bangladesh, even in London, to protest against, even in Amsterdam to protest against the Indians who have come out. So Netaji is very much alive. Why speak about his death? He is very much alive in each one of us. So I try to look at things from the perspective Netaji would have possibly looked at things if he was there. And I try to express my point of view on those issues. That is my guiding light. You may ask me, what is my guiding light? That is my guiding light. I think every individual, not that Netaji has to be guiding light of everyone. Every individual has to have some guiding light. Like Swami Vivekananda, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, Rabindranath, these are the three guiding lights in my life. But people can have different guiding lights, and people should be guided by that. So when you speak about historical figures, we often have a tendency of speaking about the past only, but what about the future? What about the present? I asked myself, if Netaji was there in Bengal today, how would you have reacted to the incident which happened at Arcot Medical College? And I try to express that point of view when I speak on the issue. So it's about being part of a cause. See, there are two kinds of people who belong to a political party who needs to win elections, and so they use it as a platform of promotion. I don't belong to any party.
Yes.
So that also sometimes creates confusion because most people belong to some party. So why don't I join a party? Some people say you keep fluctuating your opinion from one party's stance to another party's stance. That's not the case. I have only consistent point of view of Subhash Chandra Bose. I look at it that way. And I think someone needs to rise above petty politics. Petty politics in the sense party-based politics when we discuss issues. If suppose I belong to BJP and someone belongs to Congress, does it mean I have to oppose every issue the Congress says? Can't I agree to some issues? So this power of agreement is very important. And also, I think very important to understand our country, my roots very well. Roots doesn't only mean Netaji. Our civilization is there for 1,000 years. When I was speaking to Mohan Bhakti recently, he enlightened me that this idea of Hindutva, which we think is a gift from Veer Savarkar, it's not correct. Hindutva was called something else in other ages, but then the ideology always exists. It is the Sanatan way of looking at life. Like India, after British came, our country was called India. Before that, it was called Hindustan. Before that, it was called Bharat. So it's Mahabharat. If you look at the constitution, it's written Bharat, India, that is Bharat. So both names are there. So the name changes. Similarly, Hindutva, the concept, it is called Hindutva today. It was called something else. Sanatana Dharma maybe in the past. Sri Krishna was there. So this branding, this name, that is important. But along with that, what is important is more ideology. To understand the ideology. So to understand the Sanatana ideology of India is very important, I think, because that's my identity. I come from that, and you also come from that identity. And then also to appreciate the other ideologies without sacrificing my core identity. These days, what I find in many people of this generation, a tendency to sacrifice the core ideology to actually fit into different segments.
Yes.
To forget our heritage, our culture, and to imitate other people, not because your heart wants it, but because everyone is doing it.
Hmm.
That is something very disturbing in the society. But what I can see today, there is a kind of renaissance happening in people like me who wants
Yes.
to discover their roots, and not to discard anything, not to hate your identity, not to look down upon your identity, rather understand. If there are certain customs in our society, understand the logic behind the customs and adapt it to the modern time. I think that is the way one should move ahead. But first, important thing is to understand. So
Hmm.
that's how I've been. So what I speak is based on understanding my core identity and then understanding my opposition or the fellow debater, their point of view, and develop a synergy. Express my point of view. There's a debate, let there be a debate, but express my point of view. There, what I think
Hmm.
on different issues.
Hmm. So I learned another thing from you today, sir. So, sir, you in between while you were speaking, you said that you think from a perspective that how Netaji would have behaved if he was alive today about the recent brutal case of RG Medical College. So, what do you think, sir? What would have been the condition now if Netaji would have been alive? I know it's little different from the modcast, but I really wanted to ask this question to you.
Because I think, I said it because I think that Netaji, if had been there today, he would have definitely led the movement. There is a leadership movement, but it would have, the movement would have got a leader who can write about petty politics and work on giving justice to the
Hmm.
lady who got affected, her soul, and justice to others who also work in similar environment. So you would have looked at a solution and you would have pressurized the government for a solution, a constructive plan for solution, instead of just agitating. There are many who are agitating on the issue, and I salute that, but at the same time, many don't know what is the solution. Because it's a leaderless
Hmm.
movement. You would have actually given a direction on the solution. Like he formed, to give you an example, in Azadin Fauj, he formed a regiment for women because he thought if men only fought for
Rani Jhansi
independence, the
Regiment.
Indian independence will be only for men. He thought it is
Hmm.
important for women not to play a supporting role, but also to be on the battlefield with the guns and fight for the freedom of the country and die for the country. Then only the freedom, the independence which comes will also belong to women. He thought and he implemented. Now, at that point in Japanese army, which LPK, women are not allowed to fight anymore. It was sufficiently safe for them.
Yes.
Because he actually to convince Japanese that it is important for women to participate in this war and fight. Now, what hurts me when I see as a solution, West Bengal government is coming up with an app for security of women at night, and one of the suggestions in the app is to avoid night duties for women.
Hmm.
They are
Okay.
unable to provide security to women, and that's why they are saying we'll try to minimize night duties for women. But Netaji could take the risk of sending women to war for liberation of India, and these people can't take the risk of actually sending women to hospital for night duty. So their way of providing a solution is respecting the freedom of women. Instead, provide the protection. So doesn't it actually imply a very myopic, very, very decadent and myopic kind of, ideas about women? It's very
Yes.
digressive,
Yes.
in fact.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
it is very unfortunate that a woman of, who's leading our state is actually promoting this kind of, regressive about women. It is not
Yes.
always. Women have progressive thought and men have regressive thought. Sometimes men like Netaji have much more progressive thought than the women like
Hmm.
Moumita Banerjee. And that's why today there's so much of agitation about way she has handled the issue, and people want her to resign as well. People have revolted against her. This revolt, I understand, is not against her in person, but against her lack of leadership. Leadership is not about winning elections. It is about
Yeah.
giving a
Absolutely.
direction to the past, which she had failed to do. And not only she, most of the political leaders in our country today and across the world today are failing to provide directions to the people. So if Netaji had been there, he would have given a direction in terms of solution, and that solution would not have been regressive, like the
Yes.
solution which our state government has provided. And I'm not blaming them politically. I'm just saying this is a trend among politicians who have been bred with these regressive ideas about women. And even a woman chief minister cannot go beyond those ideas.
So true,
That's
sir.
very
The thing is, why to lessen the timings, and it's not that only such heinous crimes are happening only at night. Such heinous crimes are happening in broad daylight. Even in churches, in schools, a 3.5-year-old girl was being raped. She was a nursery going in school. She was going with the van driver did that. Another incident happened in Kamakhya premises in Assam. It was in broad daylight. So it's not about. I think this thought is actually regressive, mentioning that the timing should be changed. And also, I think one of the statements came from the principal of RG Core Medical College that the woman, the doctor, should not be what she was doing in the night. It is not about night or day. I think it is about the solutions and also about the thought processes. Because the thing is that until and unless what I feel is that until and unless we have a very scary solution, like I do not find it very logical to give a what do I call it? A hang till death to be a solution for such heinous acts because that person who will be hanged till death will suffer only for 2 minutes. However, the victim who has suffered it in such a way that the entire nation has woke up and has been fighting for it. I think there are a lot of countries which adapt to such cruel punishments for people who do such kind of crimes. So, anyway, sir, moving ahead, before ending today's session, I have two questions to ask you. First, is that what would be your message to people watching us today?
I think it's important to follow an ideology in life, whichever ideology one subscribes to. He may be a Hindu ideologue, he may be a communist, he may be a nationalist, he may be a socialist, whatever ideology one believes in, whichever icon one believes in. It is important to have some principles in life. It is important to lead a principle-based life because then only one can do something which is very, constructive in life. Otherwise, it is all about making money and stiff shifting jobs. If that's what life had been. If I told you I worked in this company, I'm sure you wouldn't have interviewed me. Yeah, possibly today speaking to me because I have also done something beyond my work and willing to do more. So it is important to treat life as a mission and believe in something and try to walk the path in terms of one's belief wherever it's possible. So that is very important in life. I think to achieve something, have a mission. Look at life as a mission. Life is not just enjoyment because enjoyment can mean different things to different people. Life is not just about making money because the important question here comes: what does one do with the money we make? If that mission is there, I want to do this with the money which I make, then it makes sense to make money. Life is not just about survival also, because there are people who are much worse off than many of us who are surviving. Look at the crores of Indians who are impoverished, who have just come out of poverty line, many of them. They're surviving. So it's like life is about a mission. Treat your life as a mission and try to do something in life which will make a difference in the people around us. So the people remember us when we're not there. Today, we are speaking still about Subhash Chandra Bose, who was born in 1897 and died when we don't know. Why are we speaking about him? Because he made a difference. There have been many leaders in his time. We don't speak about them. There was a leader called Jyotirindra Mohan Sengupta, who was a competition of Subhash Chandra Bose in the Congress. We don't speak about him. He was competition. He was equal to Subhash Chandra in his youth. But people don't remember him. There are people who challenge. Do you speak about Pattavi Sivaramayya, whom Subhash Chandra defeated in 1939 at Congress president? No. Because he challenged Subhash Chandra. And Subhash
Mm.
Chandra won the election. But it is not about winning the election, it's about difference. What the
Yes.
difference which Netaji made, and Netaji just make an example in this case. Even if we speak about business, we speak about Steve Jobs, we speak about Bill Gates. But there are many businessmen who have made loads of money, but we don't speak about them. Because Steve Jobs not only made money, he made a difference to the world. Bill Gates not only made
Ab-
money in difference to the computing. That's why people look up to them.
yes.
So it is important to have a mission and it is important to implement the mission in this world.
Absolutely. Another person is Sir Ratan Tata, sir. I guess he has made a difference in life. There are a lot of billionaires, but there are very less like him who have contributed towards the betterment of the society.
Absolutely. If you look at, who is the richest Indian, it's Mukesh Ambani possibly. And then
Mm.
followed by Gautam Adani. There's a fight between Gautam Adani and Mukesh
Yes,
Ambani. But if you speak about who is the most respected Indian businessman, the name of Mr. Ratan Tata comes to the forefront.
yes,
So
yes.
I'm not putting up a photo of Dhirubhai Ambani over there. You're not putting up a photo of Mukesh Ambani or Gautam Adani over there. You're putting a photo of Ratan Tata. That shows he has made a difference. And what has he done? He makes skills, which makes a difference to society, infrastructure.
True,
He makes
true.
cars, which helps in mobility. So he is in industries, he is in software, which is India is exporting. One of the biggest service from India is getting exported. So he has worked in areas which has made a difference to society in a very ethical way. That's what people
Absolutely.
think of him. And so, the very fact we have the photo of Mr. Ratan Tata over there actually shows my point that life is not about just making money. Making money is important, but one needs to have a mission. One needs to make a positive contribution that will be constructive to society, not media promotions. And if you look at the social media response to the wedding of the son of, Mukesh Ambani, you see how people look at him and how people look at Ratan Tata. Their
Absolutely.
behavior shows very different, not how much money they
Absolutely.
make.
Yes. So true, sir. And I want to tell you something today that I have never met you till now. It's been like around 5 years. I've never met you till now, but I really want to bow down and touch your feet the day I am, blessed by God to meet you. And please accept my pranam from here. I'm so much thankful to you, sir, for being there always. You do not know, sir, how much respect I have in my mind for you, that you do not speak much with me. The only thing is that whenever I ask you, sir, are you available for a session, you say yes Moumita or no Moumita, that's it, sir. But the thing is, you do not know how much impact you have made in my life as a mentor. I am learning you from you without you telling me anything. That is the best thing about you. But you have also given me connections of people, as I mentioned earlier. Also, you have connected me with Chandra Kumar Bose uncle and others. But the thing is, you are kind of a person who tells something and it goes inside your brain, and you feel like working more, growing more, and that's what I'm thankful to you for. So thank you so much. And before we end today, I would
Welcome.
request you to describe yourself in 3 words, which I ask every guest of mine.
Well, spiritual,
Hmm.
pragmatic, visionary.
Absolutely true and amazing.
That's
Thank
it.
you so much, sir. It was an honor. It was very insightful, and thank you so much for always being supportive and guiding for being a guiding light to me, sir. Thank you so much. Jai Hind.
Most welcome.